My husband and I went up the coast of California for Christmas break, and I did some painting, and I also just did some drawing while I was out and about and seeing different cute little things. So I'm going to share 3 or 4 of those with you. Some of them I finished when I got home. There is one plein air painting that I did completely on location, so I'm going to show that to you as well. So we went for a really long walk and just happened to stumble across this beautiful wooden building. And I was like, oh my goodness, I have to do this. So I was like asking my husband to take a picture of me while I was drawing it. And he was like, okay, but only because your hair's all messed up. I'm like, wow, because of the wind. But anyway, he's ridiculous. So I just drew a quick sketch of that one, and I was standing the whole time, and I was surprised how long it was kind of taking me, but also surprised that I was able to finish the drawing. And then it was really fun to go back in and paint it. Later, I actually sat in my car for that while I was waiting for my husband to do something. And the next one, I took a picture of intending to draw it and paint it later, but then I had a little bit of time because my husband got a phone call. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going back to that beautiful spot and gonna just draw it. I think I painted this one when we were in the hotel room. So we were still in Monterey, but I wasn't sitting in this spot. But I loved the way that the tree kind of framed these 2 houses, businesses. I don't know what they actually were, but out on the water on the dock with boats all behind them. It was just so peaceful and quaint and charming. So I did that. And this next one was my favorite for a while, but now I don't know if it is. But anyway, it was at the Whaling Museum, I believe. And it was just this beautiful blue wooden door with this brickwork all around it. And it was just like, I don't know, a door leading to something else is just so magical and intriguing to me. And it was also golden hour. I was planning to go down to the water, but I got to this place and no one was there. It was so quiet and the light was just shining through so beautifully that I decided to just sit on the ground. There weren't really any benches, but I wanted a view of this. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. At first, I didn't have the little vines off to the left, and it felt pretty incomplete. I also didn't want to completely paint in all of the brick because that was just so much and repetitive, but it felt kind of empty without some of it. So I just did the part directly around the door, and I think that helped a lot. And then just did the shape of the brick on the ground. But I had a lot of fun with this, and it's crazy how much it can really take you back to that moment. Whereas the picture can do that too, like even when I paint from a picture. But when you actually sit there for 30 minutes or more to do the painting, you really soak it in and have more of those memories to draw from rather than just walking by and snapping a quick picture and then painting it later. So I highly recommend doing some plein air painting. It's really fun, soaking in the sights and sounds and just a peaceful time of painting. And this last one was also inspired from Monterey, I guess. The picture was from Monterey. I took it, but we were just walking on a pier and looked down and saw these cute little boats. And I was like, I want that. I actually love the picture too. Sometimes I like the painting a lot more because I can choose to leave out some uglier aspects, like maybe cars or people in the background or something like that. But this one was just a beautiful picture. but it was still a lot of fun to paint and give a try. I just did these like very small sketches, but some of these maybe I'll go paint a larger one, although I say that a lot and then I always just want to move on to something else. So we'll see if I actually do that. But I highly recommend both of these techniques where you just take a picture of something you love and have seen in person and use your own photo as a reference, or where you sit and actually draw and paint the whole thing from start to finish on location, but also just kind of doing half. Like, okay, here's a sketch, I'll paint it later. I love all three of those options. They have been super fun, and I have a lot more from this trip. I have some from San Francisco, which I had never been to,
No, he's like, that's how I
and
get up there
so
with
I'm
my
excited.
friends.
I have some more just from along the drive. So hopefully you enjoyed this and got some ideas for your own paintings and got to come along with me to Monterey, California.
What's she gonna do about this? Like ours would be so skittish already. Like you can try and come at me. I know I can move faster than you.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know why I didn't start this sooner, but you know I love highlighting other artists on this channel. So instead of just continuing to make videos just highlighting other artists, I figured I would use the end of each video to highlight one. And this one is perfect for today's artist from Paint and Journal because he does some of the best plein air videos. So he lives somewhere in Europe, I believe. I don't know if he's British or lives in England or and travels from there or what. But one of his latest ones was his vacation in Sri Lanka, which is just fascinating. He shares really good clips and even videos of him actually painting, unlike me on my vacation. But I might try to start doing that more. But I just wanted to say that he really inspired this video and a lot of my plein air painting, and I highly recommend watching them. They're a little more chaotic than mine, I think, but that's because he has kids and he paints in a hurry. So it's really fun to see someone paint faster and see how those pictures turn out. But he's painting faster so he can get back to help with his kids and family and still carve out that time to paint and have for himself. So I think that's really valuable and important and helpful to see someone else who is doing that, making it work, making it happen, and not allowing excuses to keep them from doing something that brings so much joy. So I really appreciate his channel and wanted to highlight that for you in case you haven't watched or are interested in other plein air videos. And I am creating a playlist of my plein air videos and travel videos because I do travel a lot and I want to highlight more of the places that I've been because a lot of people have told me they live vicariously through me when I travel. And I still feel like the feeling of those trips doesn't really come across very well when I'm just talking about it or even showing pictures. So I think combining that into a video could be more helpful and a lot of fun. So hopefully you will enjoy those and these artist spotlights in the future. Thanks for watching.